Trading guitars is the single easiest way to lose money. You lose money on almost every trade. And with that said, here's a story of how I traded my Gibson J-45 True Vintage for 2 guitars and some cash. This video is brought to you entirely by my patrons. Thanks so much, especially to my Ride or Die patrons. Thanks Adam and thanks Gary. You guys are awesome. If you want to become a patron and make sure that these videos keep happening and that we together get to make more guitar hunters who fill the world with music and friendship, go to patreon.com/guitarhunter. Now, back to trading. So, I traded my J-45 True Vintage to a dear friend. So here is some of the video of my friend Gabe. And I want to give some context to Gabe. Gabe is an old and dear friend of mine. I knew him when he was in middle school and he was taking drum lessons or playing drums with one of my roommates in college. He is one of the most talented musicians I know. He's a worship pastor. He's a professional musician in the Maryland area. He's incredibly talented. Gabe's been looking for a really great acoustic guitar, and so when he saw through my Instagram that he saw this J-45, he immediately reached out. Now, we'd already been working a deal for me to buy his other guitar, so we both had pretty firm numbers of what we actually wanted to spend. Check this out. Here is some of our interactions, and then I'll come back at the end and explain the details of the deal, and then I'll give just a few comments on how and why you probably should never trade guitars, but if you do, do a couple of the things that you saw here. It does play well. It's definitely, and it has definitely been played. It's the other.
Well, yeah, all my stuff gets. I'm not so. Yeah, you were saying. I remember, like in the video, you're like, yeah, it's got some scratches and stuff. And
I never thought it was that particular, but with that one, I was like, that's a lot. Because he said excellent condition.
Yeah, it's yeah.
And I was like,
it's. Did you clean the fretboard too? Because it's like frets and fretboards are super.
Yes.
Super,
so I cleaned it. I cleaned it all up.
Yeah. If I didn't know there was a 0 fret on here, I wouldn't even have.
Dude,
you wouldn't even look like. You wouldn't even. Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Yeah. So the way the guy did it, he actually bought. Danny told me afterwards that you can buy a kit. So Danny used to work for Mark Earlwine, who's Dan Earlwine from Stu Mac's brother.
Okay.
So he worked in that shop. But apparently Stu Mac sells a nut with a slot in the side that basically makes the 0 fret.
Yeah, I like this thing. It sounds great. Oh, I got a half step. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this would be a great player.
Yeah, I like this. I'm definitely interested if we want to try to make a deal on it. Yeah, a big question would be if you'd be interested in taking that guitar too.
Yeah.
In terms of like, I was evaluating things, looking at like Reverb sold, kind of use that, or eBay sold, or kind of, and it's one of those things where both of these guitars, there's not a whole lot of them for sale.
I know.
Like that, I think there's only like 1 or 2, maybe.
Yeah. There's one, and they're asking.
But they're asking crazy money for it. They're asking like
$850. No, what's the? Sorry.
I thought they were asking like $999. Okay. I saw one that was like they're asking $1,000 when really they sell for $700 to $800 in that condition. They've sold for $700 to $900. That's $900 like excellent condition.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think
that's probably good condition. It's not banged up. It's not beat
up. It's in good shape. Like very minimal play wear, and it's got a pickup. Like to me, I'm like, this is a perfect guitar to just like take a run with. And cedar top is so cool and sounds so good.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So Breedlove, literally, they have no prices in here, which I didn't think they would in the price guide. Yeah.
I was looking at it more like relative for like what those sell for, what these sell for. Like you'd mentioned, you kind of, like the friend price on this. Like friend price on this with that saying that they sell for, even at the low end, like $700.
Yeah.
Say if it sells for $700, probably can make more than that. But that would put us like with that, with the price we agreed on, and this, that would put us at like, within a couple $100, few $100 from the price for this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think this plus that is basically 23, right?
Yeah.
And then 2.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
If you're good with that, I would love to give this one a good home.
Yeah, because that leaves you a little space to put a pickup on it. And
which, I'm not, right now we're doing, like for church stuff, I would normally plug it in, but we're doing all streaming.
Oh, yeah.
So my streaming setup is literally a Behringer C1 in front of the podium,
awesome.
And we use it for preaching and music. And
That's
have
awesome.
it compressed where everything, we just kind of have like a set it and forget it. So
okay.
I don't need to plug an acoustic in for who knows how long.
Got
so I've got a bit to get that ready. Let me see. I don't remember if there's. I don't think there's anything in this case.
I didn't see
it's
anything
just
other than
the hang tags in there. Yeah, so that's all the stuff.
Cool. That case is rad.
Aren't they kind of cool? It's obviously faux snakeskin, but it's kind of.
All right, got it.
It's kind of throwback. All right, man. Well, enjoy.
Dude, this was fun.
I appreciate it.
Hey, man. Good to see you.
You too.
It's been a long time. One of the things I talk about absolutely the most is friendship. But one of the things I get to show on my channel, particularly in the last year with the pandemic, the least is friendship. So Gabe is one of my old and dear friends. He's a musician. We're from the same hometown. We share so much in common. It was so fun catching up with Gabe. We spent a huge chunk of time talking about friends and old shows, and it was so fun to just say, like, oh, were you at that show? Well, actually, I was in a band. I was playing at a different show. And just so much shared history, especially around making music, making friends, being in the same community. Super cool. Now, here are the details of what happened in this deal with Gabe. So I had a Gibson J-45 True Vintage, and I had made a deal with him that the friend price for him would be $2,500. And he had a guitar that I actually was going to buy beforehand, which is a Nash T52, which is an amazing blonde Telecaster from Nash. It's a heavy relic. It's very cool. I'd already committed to buy that guitar for $1,600. So we knew we had about a $900 difference. That's where this Cascade, this Breedlove came in. So the Breedlove is a cedar top, rosewood back and sides, all solid, 12 fret, very cool guitar with an LR Baggs VTC pickup in it. So we decided to call that one $700 after looking at some of the reverb, what people are asking, which they're asking way more than that. They're asking $800 or $900, but they've been for sale for a long time. They're not in the vintage price guide, and there aren't very many that have closed on eBay recently. So it was kind of a wet finger in the air guess. But so basically $1,600 for the Nash, we called $700 for the Breedlove, and that left a $200 difference. And so what he said is, how about I just send you $200 on Venmo, which is perfect. That worked out great. So leaving the specifics of this deal, moving into why do I generally tell people not to trade guitars or gear, the first point is rarely ever are you trading equal valued items. And so it always is messy. You're always either giving too much away or taking too much from someone else. Rarely does it ever actually work out. Now, the way to fix this is that both of you have to have a very honest conversation about what each other's gear is actually worth. And so this is where it really does pay to be generous. And I'm not saying give them tons of money, totally overvalue their guitars, but I think don't chop them down at the knees. Don't aim for 20% below retail. Try and get what is it actually worth? Because remember, you probably have some profit behind you, right? Like you didn't pay that number, but if you can get to where you're agreeing that your Nash is worth $1,600 and my Gibson is worth $2,500, all of a sudden you've converted from abstract apples and oranges. You have now moved into where you actually have numbers and you have actual data that you can then pull to work in the deal in between. So closing thoughts on trading guitars and gear. It's very tricky. I don't recommend it. I wouldn't tell people to do it very often or even regularly because it is just really difficult. And the way that this deal worked was there were two factors that really bound the deal together. One is we both have a high level of expertise in buying and selling guitars. We both do this a lot. So Gabe really knows his gear and he really knows what stuff is worth. The second factor that binds us together is that we're friends. We've been friends for 17 or 18 years. We've known each other. We have lots of mutual friends. And so for us, neither of us are going to come in being particularly shrewd because both of us want the best for each other. That is a keen mark of friendship. is that I want the best for Gabe. I want a guitar that inspires him, that helps him play out more, that is right for him, that's right for his voice. And he wants the same thing for me. So that's why friendship is a critical component to this. So with that said, if you have people that are in the same boat, if you know how to buy and sell, you know how to really make the deal happen, and then you also are dealing with people that you love and trust and know, that's a great deal. That's a great place in which to do trades. So there will be 2 videos in which I highlight, one, this Nash T52. This is an amazing Telecaster. This is the most bitey and aggressive and cool and squashy and full, just a very cool guitar. So there will be a video on this. There will be a video on the Cascade. Both of those are just going to be quick demo videos of them. This is the longer form video in which I talk about the deal and how we got to where we are. So hopefully this helps you figure out which deals in which you should trade and which deals you should just hold back, save your money, spend money, and just get a better deal with cash as the trading medium rather than guitars and gear that make it more complicated. Thanks for watching this video. I'm Jeremy, I'm the Guitar Hunter. Remember, this video is brought to you by my patrons. So if you want to become a patron, go to patreon.com/guitarhunter. Patrons get all kinds of cool stuff. So ride or die, you're going to get free merch along the way. I'm going to pick your brain. You will be a trusted advisor to the channel. But below that, you also get early access to videos. You get cool behind the scenes content with me. You get Q&As with me, and you have more direct access with me. So go become a patron. If you want to buy t-shirts, coffee, other merch, fun stuff, jeremytheguitarhunter.com/shop. That is the best way that I know to fill the world with music and friendship. So thanks for watching. Hang in there. Have fun. And if this is in the future, you can go ahead and click over here, and you'll find the video for the new Telecaster here. I'll take that again. One of the things that ends up happening is that when you're making YouTube videos, you're so like, I'm up here, I'm excited, I'm loud, I'm talking, but I don't breathe very deeply, and I seem to swallow a lot of air because I get burpy when I make these videos. That's a fun fact. I get quite burpy. Okay, I'll take that again.